Hi friends, it's Michelle and welcome to my State of the Union of Luxury Bags 2026. First of all, disclaimer, I'm so tired right now, so I'm going to try to push through this video, but I have to because look at this beautiful surrounding. I'm in Austin right now, just the end of a 2-day YouTube trip, so I am exhausted. I'm going to try to get through this video. So is luxury dead? No, it's not dead. Several people seem to be talking about that or being luxury fatigued or overbought on luxury and nothing else to buy. I see some truth to that. So let's discuss the top names in luxury handbags: Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, and Gucci. That's debatable. Some of you might say Christian Dior. Anyways, those are the four that come to mind when you think about classic luxury houses who have built their names over decades and not overnight. These brands were originally created for timeless luxury, for heritage, and had specific styles that created their brand identity. But none of them really started as handbags. For example, Coco Chanel, who really made it first with the tweed suit that helped ladies get dressed in a feminine manner as they were entering the workforce. Then, in February of 1955 is when she introduced her first crossbody bag. This is the bag you know today as the 2.55 reissue. So this essentially was the first utility crossbody bag for ladies. Now, in my opinion, this really is a silhouette that is timeless. It's feminine, it's useful, and it's beautiful. Now, before Louis Vuitton was as hyped as it is now, they were a travel company, and it was Audrey Hepburn who inspired the Speedy, which soon became, and as we know now, it's literally Louis Vuitton's iconic bag, iconic shape. Then came the Alma, which most people don't know was actually designed by Coco Chanel, and now one of their modern pieces is the Neverfull. Some of you might say it's boring, everyone has it, but come on, this is a staple for Vuitton. It is a utility piece. You can use this, beat it up, take it anywhere, and quite frankly, everyone has copied the Neverfull. Moving into Gucci, we have the Jackie, formerly known as the 50s Constance, until Jackie Kennedy was caught shielding herself from the paparazzi with the bag. Hence, it became the Jackie. Then we have the beautiful Gucci Bamboo, a bag born from post-war necessity that became a symbol of innovation. It was so unique, truly iconic. And then we see newer iconic bags such as the Horsebit and the Gucci Marmont. And of course, we cannot talk about this category without discussing the Hermes Birkin, made for Jane Birkin, the it girl of her time. And the bag sat dormant for a while until it became famous again by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, two it girls who actually just used the bag to death, used it the way it should be used. Go on, girls, tear up that expensive bag. So with such a rich history, why are people now almost bored with luxury, bored of the bags, bored of the fashion shows that haven't given us much innovation? Is luxury running out of ideas? Is fashion running out of ideas? Are we simply suffering from too many choices? Now, it's no secret we've seen Louis Vuitton reach back into the vault 20 years ago and had huge success with bringing back the Murakami collection, with bringing back Yayoi Kusama, bringing back nostalgic pieces. And now it's rumored that they're going to bring back the Steven Sprouse graffiti collection. Of course, they would kind of like be remiss to not bring that iconic collection back. Now, this might be a smart business move. They're capturing several audiences. They're playing on nostalgia. They're entertaining the women who weren't able to buy the bag 20 years ago. And they're also entertaining a newer generation of handbag buyers who have never seen a Murakami multicolored bag. And let's face it, the consumers of luxury have gotten younger and younger. But Louis Vuitton is not the only brand to go back into the vault to revamp older styles. Now, before luxury brand names, particularly these luxury brand names, were such a thing, we actually did have it girl bags in the 90s and early 2000s. Case in point, the Fendi baguette, of course, made famous by Carrie Bradshaw of Sex in the City. Everybody to this day still loves a Fendi baguette. Next came the Dior saddlebag by John Galliano. Went dormant for a bit and was researched in 2018. Perfect timing for the surge of luxury and perfect timing for Dior to get back on the map as leaders in fashion. Now, also from that era, making a comeback, the Balenciaga City bag. This bag was actually designed by Nicolas Ghesquière, the current women's designer for Louis Vuitton, who created the beautiful bags such as the Twist, my favorite bag, the Go 14, and the Capucines. But none of these bags, I believe, have made their mark like the Balenciaga City bag. This was the it girl bag of the 2000s, worn by the likes of Kate Moss and Lindsay Lohan. I still love this bag and every dupe or reiteration that has been born of the Balenciaga City bag. Now, last but not least of those it girl bags making a comeback, the Chloé Paddington with the big ol' padlock that locks nothing. But this bag, when originally debuted, had a waiting list of 8,000 units, even before it hit the stores. The early 2000s was truly the era of handbags. Also in this era, in the contemporary non-luxury category, we had the it girl bag of Rebecca Minkoff, the morning after bag that was huge. And also the classic whimsical styles of Kate Spade. Oh wait, and don't forget Coach, the Coach signature jacquard. Like, no one can forget that, and is making a resurgence. Now, what was so fun about that era is those bags were actually iconic it girl bags, sign of the times, cultural icons, fashion statements. All of the silhouettes, the bells and whistles, including the Murakami multicolor from Louis Vuitton. Everybody knows this era of handbags was actually the most fun, the most colorful, the best. So as I see it now, as these luxury brands are going to the vault and recreating from their old DNA, which brands usually do, but are they giving their existing consumer something new? Are they giving their existing clientele something that is going to help them or make them want to stick with the brand? Are they simply playing on nostalgia and reaching out for a different consumer? Now, as they are recreating this moment, what's happening is your current new client, this new generation, is not getting their cultural moment like we did back then. If the brands are simply recycling, and they are recycling at the speed of a drop every single month. So now it's this churn and burn fast fashion mentality rather than shopping for heritage and truly building your closet. So I've heard and I've seen luxury is dead. People are getting tired of their bags, they're selling them. But this current slowdown doesn't really seem like a death. Perhaps what's happening is a shift in where the consumer is spending money, a rebalancing perhaps to where luxury should actually be. The bulk of consumers for handbags should not be in luxury. It should be dispersed amongst lower priced brands, contemporary brands, which are still not low price, by the way. These brands are now just sitting up where they should be. You see, the consumers for these luxury brands is really an older consumer to what they cater to now. The older consumer who is established in her career, maybe hit a milestone, maybe even retiring. Luxury wasn't really meant for the younger consumers to buy the bag for a trend and then move on. But now it seems everyone has kind of snapped out of it and is moving on. Now that has been evident in people just saying they're tired of luxury, and it's been evident that you no longer see the tiny little logo bags being carried around. Rather, women are carrying bags for utility's sake. They're carrying bucket bags, large totes, oversized shoulder bags. Fashion's focus has shifted back to practicality, and most of the bags that are making a comeback seem to be falling in the contemporary price range. The consumer is now saying, I'm okay with not having to carry luxury logos. So perhaps we're seeing a maturity of the consumer mindset in realizing that they don't have to spend all their money in one single place. And some consumers even feeling burned by the lack of quality in some of these very expensive handbags. Now, let's just clarify, I'm not making fun of anyone or judging anyone, because at one point this was me. So it seems like the consumer has taken back her power. She has matured, she has grown into her own style and realized that logos do not define personal style. The money doesn't necessarily equate to quality. The chase is not worth the shine. And quite frankly, there is a feeling of freedom when you're no longer chasing that luxury lifestyle, whether it's a bag, a car, a watch, jewelry, your luxury vacation, anything with a logo, anything that does not feed your inner soul. After all, fashion is meant to be a form of self-expression. Now, I still do feel that luxury has a place in one's wardrobe. You might aspire to have certain pieces, but that doesn't mean you have to have luxury everything. In fact, it doesn't look good altogether. I do still see it as heritage pieces, not for something to wear of the season and get rid of later. After all, these pieces are so expensive. And one thing's for sure, luxury does not belong on a fast fashion cycle. In fact, not too long ago, I complimented a young man who had a beautiful Chanel double flap, and he said to me, "Oh, thank you, but this was from a few seasons ago." Boy, who told you that was not okay to have a bag from a few seasons ago? Now, I actually went from loving and wanting new things all the time to realizing that that chase wasn't worth it. And now I'm back to literally shopping my own closet of my own clothes and handbags from the early 2000s. And I can't get enough of the secondhand shopping for these items. Okay, wait, I'm gonna admit, I might be a little excited for the Steven Sprouse graffiti collection because, well, it is iconic. But whether your purchase is for nostalgia or for utility, either one is okay. For all of my viewers, love you guys so much. You have given me the fabulous idea to create the handbag exchange. Now, this will be an exchange platform where my viewers will be able to swap, sell, trade, or buy handbags from one another. Go ahead and click the link in the description, thehandbag.exchange, to get on the wait list, and I will notify you as soon as it comes up. This will be a way for us to have a private community in order to share our love of handbags. And if you're like me, you have some handbags you simply aren't using anymore and could use a refresh. So check out that link in the description. Thank you guys for joining. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell a friend. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts about luxury in 2026? Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye.